In 2026, social media management is no longer just posting pictures. It is strategy, it is content positioning, it is even digital sales. If you want to become a social media manager in this year, even with no experience, this video will show you exactly where to start with practical steps. What does a social media manager really do? Before you become one, you need to understand the job. A social media manager plans the content calendar, plans the content strategy, creates and edits content, studies the analytics, drives engagement, write captions, and even improve sales sometimes. So you're not just a poster, you're a digital strategist. Clock that. Step 2 in becoming a social media manager, you must learn these 4 things, which are the basics or the foundations. Don't try to master everything yet, just take it step by step. So firstly, we have what we call content types, we have hooks, we have what we call the platform differences, and we have analytics basics. Let's start with the content types. We have the educational, we have the entertaining, we have the relatable, and we have the promotional. From the names, educational content is content that is educative. Either you teach people about what the product is about or the services or something relating to it. We have entertaining, just something funny, comedy likes, skits likes. We have relatable. You see people who create certain lifestyle content, though entertaining, but they are relatable because these are things people could relate with in their day-to-day life. Then we have promotional, which is strictly to promote the goods, the product, or the service of whatever brand you're working for, organization, or whether it's even a personal brand. So let's go to hooks. The first 3 seconds matter. People have a short attention span. So if your content is not grabbing the audience or making them to stop scrolling within the first 3 seconds, you might likely scroll away. And once the algorithm sees that in the first 3 to 5 seconds people are not watching, they do not recommend the videos because they feel like, okay, this is not engaging enough. So you must put the best part of your video. You could cut a clip and put it at the beginning to capture people's attention. People would want to watch out for what led to that. That is why you see people say, oh, I find myself in this situation. There's a clip like that is coming to my head. Oh, you're wondering how I find myself in this position? Just watch something like that, or just do something that is captivating in the video. They put it in the first 3 seconds and then now start the video from the beginning here. So the first 3 seconds matter, and the first sentence matters. It could even be the thing you use as a POV or anything, but you need to grab attention fast. So the third one is basic platform differences. Platforms are different. They are different. We have Instagram, we have TikTok, we have YouTube. What works mostly on YouTube might not work on Instagram. What works well on Instagram might not work on TikTok. And in fact, these platforms have certain content that applies to it most. There are certain content you would create that would apply to all platforms. Some content would apply to TikTok, but might not necessarily apply to Instagram, even though you can't be stopped from posting it. But it's just as its difference, or would we say the way people perceive certain platforms or the kind of audience. Yeah, that's the third one. The fourth one, we have analytics basics. It is more like the engagement rates. How much people are liking your videos, they are sharing it, they are posting it. We have watch rates, we have click-through rates. Take for instance on maybe YouTube, your thumbnail can determine your click-through rate. Maybe, okay, people are seeing this thumbnail and it's making them want to click to watch the video. However, they can watch the video and the watch rate is low or high, however, so that can actually be another video. But that's basically the basics for now. I hope you're following. Drop it in the comments. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments. Now, learn 1, 2 properly. You don't need 10 apps. Learn 1, 2 properly. I know, yes, maybe not 1, 2 can do several options, but learn one in each area. You can pick Canva for maybe basic video, a basic graphics editing, basic ones. I know you're not a graphics designer, but on Canva you can find templates that you could use for either a thumbnail or a cover photo for anything. You can pick Canva, pick CapCut for video editing. You can pick Meta Business Suite, that's for for a start, before you go into apps like the Buffer, the all other apps for social media management, then you can pick ChatGPT, which is for ideas, for restructuring your ideas, for refining your ideas. You have an idea or you need more ideas, so you can start with that. You don't need 10 apps yet. And consistently work with these apps. Every day, create something. Every day, edit with the CapCut app. It will help you to explore. Even if you don't know how to edit, you would see what it is about written on the CapCut app. That's something about the CapCut app. You can see where it says splits. You understand English? Split means to split. You can see delete. Explore it daily, and even though you will still see video editing tutorials here, but ensure that you challenge yourself. You use those apps daily. You create one content per day. This helps you to build your skills, and when you begin to build your skills, there's a level of confidence that comes from it, because you know that, okay, you can be able to do something at least. I hope that is gotten. Now, this is where most people get stuck. Portfolio. Build your portfolio. Many people feel like, oh, they don't have an experience, and nobody is willing to employ someone who doesn't have an experience. And truthfully, people are not hiring certificates anymore. They're hiring results. When you apply for social media manager job, they tell you, send us the links to the works you have done before. These are ways to build your portfolio. Number one, use your own page. Yes, the videos that you create, the content that you create, post them on your own page. The growth process over there, post them on your page. It's something you could send the link as a link. Okay, this is what I can do. These are works that I've done or I've practiced. You would see someone who is willing to bet on you or give you the chance to start when they see what you have done with your own page. Number two, volunteer. This cannot be oversaid. For me, even though I took certain trainings on social media management and I've been into content creation on a low, I volunteered with my church. I joined the media department. The church is one of the organizations that gives you that opportunity, because beyond the fact that you're volunteering, you have access to things that you can use. You can have access sometimes to, take for instance my church. If you volunteer in certain department, you have access to the camera. You are learning all of those things. These are things that helps you to build, and the church is a big organization. So for me, I volunteered with the media department in my church. I was, also using the little editing skills that I had, the social media management skill that I had, which I did not have an organization to bet on me yet. So it was more like I could do that in the church, and that was one of the things that I would say is part of my experience that I mentioned in even interviews or anywhere. You can also volunteer for a small business. If you have a business you are doing, you can even do that with your own business. The way you manage your social media page, that can also be it. And another thing is, before you start that, show before and after. This is a mistake I made in one of the brands I work with. I did not really take the before, and the growth of the page is really amazing. Now, even when I apply for interviews, I applied for one interview and they were like, oh, did you grow this page or was it handed over to you? And I'm like, are you kidding me? I worked for this. But I did not have my before and after to post as a portfolio. So yes, always have your before and your after at intervals. Every milestone. Maybe, you hit 1 million views in the last 30 days, you hit 1,000 views in the last. Keep all of those milestones. Aside the fact that it builds your portfolio, it becomes something that you also use as your growth history. Like, okay, I remember when I started from this and this is it. You look at the process and you have more confidence in yourself. Got that? Now let's talk about how to get your first clients. Number one, your first clients might likely not pay you what you want. Forget about, I know my worth. I know your first client, particularly someone that is like you're just working for the first time. Of course, you might get lucky, but take the job. Your first client may likely pay small, and that's normal. Optimize your Instagram bio. You cannot claim to be a social media manager and your social media platform is dry as hell. Like, you don't post anything, you don't post pictures, you don't post anything. Of course, most times our personal pages get to suffer while we are building other pages, but at least there should be a trait that you are able to do this, because most employers would ask for links to your own personal profiles. Also, sometimes beyond links to the works you've done, they ask for links to your personal profile, and Post, even if it is randomly or it is consistently. Post, do something, particularly maybe on LinkedIn or platforms where you feel like you can get audience, or platforms you are late, or however you are late. Just do your thing, but then position yourself out there. That is what I'm going to say, which is the generic word: position yourself out there. Yeah, so I think that's it for this first video. There are more videos to come, but I don't want this to be too long. So in conclusion, this job requires thinking. If you are not the type that is ready to stare, to test often, to think, to be creative, test this, do this, adapt to a whole lot of things and even technology over time, then this job is not for you. You will think, you will adapt, you would turn as the world is turning. Yeah, and you have to keep learning. So if you're serious about learning digital skills in 2026, particularly social media management, content creation, and video editing, this channel is for you. In my next video, I'll show you how to build content strategy from scratch. So subscribe and let's build your skill together.